let's see. We're scheduled? Hello, we're live.
We are live. Hi,
Yay.
everybody.
Hello. Let's see who comes on to the live stream with us. So Christy, this is Christy from Meeting Wellness, and she's going to give us the fast spiel because we got very important stuff to talk about. But she's going to tell us her story.
Yeah, I'm going to tell my story. Yeah, my story, like in as much of a nutshell as I can do it. So I was basically a yo-yo dieter, like many of you, since teenage years, like 15-ish years old, because I got very concerned and obsessed with my weight, but I didn't know really anything about nutrition other than standard American diet and so on. Hi, Carrie, I see you. And so I went up and down the same 20 pounds, all the way through basically my 40s. And I did kind of somewhere learn about low carb along the way, but like not correctly, so I did Atkins, but like not correctly, just with the shakes, bars, just low carbs, whatever the heck low carbs means. I didn't know there was a number. I didn't know total carbs versus like, I just didn't know anything.
Yeah.
But this year, in February, I finally, decided, because I had put on that 20 pounds, that I was going to try keto, still really not knowing much, but I did join a Facebook group, a keto Facebook group. And someone in that group mentioned, or, in a comment put Dr. Berry. And that's how I sort of got the education that I've been having and continuing to have over the last 7 months. So in February, I went heavy meat, keto, the real deal, the correct way. And I did lose the 20 pounds. And gradually, I kind of say I was a carnivore by accident. So it wasn't like I'm going to be carnivore. I heard people talking about carnivore, but I never made that conscious decision. There was one day when I heard Nisha talking about ketovore. And then I was thinking, like, I think I'm kind of ketovore, the other carbs and the carby things, the vegetables, all that just kind of slid off my plate. And then about in June, for sure, I was like only eating meat. So, and I will throw in some cheese. I just made some carnivore crepes on Sunday and those were delicious. And those had some cream cheese in them, but I don't do that very often. So I'm mostly BBBE at this point. I did make some chicken tonight though, and I ate that. So I will do other meats, but when I turned accidentally carnivore, that's when all the benefits, the other benefits, bless you. That's when I got all the other benefits. So the energy, the like 6 hours of sleep is plenty and I'm good to go. The mental clarity, the brain fog, all that other stuff I've talked about in more detail on other interviews, and it's all over my channel. That's when I got all those benefits on top of the weight loss. So when people talk about their why, like I didn't start off with my why, I just wanted to lose some weight. But now that I've got all those awesome, mental clarity and all those benefits, the energy and all that, that's my why. Like I don't want to go back ever, ever, ever. So that's why I'm staying this way. And that's why I started my channel, because you can't look at my body and be like, you lost a lot of weight. Like you could see it. I mean, I lost 2 sizes, but it's not one of those 100-pound stories, or whatever that some people have. So to get inside to know about my story, you have to hear me talk about my story. And so I said, well, might as well put it out there and maybe it can help somebody. Maybe there's more people like me, from the outside, nobody would have known I was having a problem. Right. But I had all kinds of anxiety and all this going on in my head, but I looked thin, I looked healthy to everybody around me.
Right.
So that's kind of my story in a nutshell. I'm doing great. I'm super happy. I feel healthy. I feel like the second half of my life, which I'm going into now, I'm turning 48 next month. It's going to be better than the first half. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Can we just touch on that anxiety for a second? I understand that. Not to say that I was ever diagnosed with like anxiety or any of these things, but no, there's the worry, right? The random worry, the constant thoughts. Totally get that. And where people think you're totally fine, but you're not fine. And you're so worried all the time about how you're not fine. I mean, that's how I felt.
That's 100% how I felt, except I didn't know. I think I made a video about it that said I had like secret anxiety for 25 years. And I think it was a secret from even me, because I think it started at a low level and then just gradually ramped up. That knob just turned up. And then when it went away, I was just like, holy crud, like I have anxiety. And it was for me, it was about social situations was the main thing. So it was like, as long as I went to work and came home and sat on my couch, like I was fine. I stayed in my lane. But if I was invited anywhere, I didn't want to go. I was constantly worried about what people were thinking, what I looked like. Did they think, do I look strange? Do I look weird? Do I look fat today? Whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
I've been sprinting. Tomorrow's my day 30 of my sprint challenge, for those of you that know about that. And
I do know about that.
Yeah, I would never have sprinted up and down my street. I saw 2 new neighbors this morning. I think they kind of, because I was some random lady standing in the middle of the street in the dark.
That's awesome.
I was like, hi.
Lady.
Or I wouldn't even gone outside. I would have been like, don't look at me. I didn't want to go for walks. What if I'm walking weird? Why, it was constant thoughts about what other people were thinking about what I was doing or how I was looking. Yeah.
I totally understand that. And I think you touched on this before in another conversation, but we as women suck. We suck. We're so mean to each other. Like,
that's
generally.
True.
We can be. And so, and maybe not every single person all the time, but those few girls growing up in middle school or in high school that say those few comments. And I truly believe, like, when people say bad stuff about you, you start believing it and you start thinking it's your own thoughts, but really it's other people's ideas put in your head. And it's so nice to get rid of those. But I think, we focus so much on our bodies as women, more than men do. Men don't care. Men focus on our bodies too, but not how we do it.
Yep.
Like in a negative way. And I'm just happy. I'm happy that that's not an issue for you anymore.
I feel good in my body. I feel present in my body. I don't feel like my body and mind are at war. They were at war. They were fighting each other. And now I'm like one whole person that's like working towards, wellness and just, it's amazing. I didn't know that I was broken until I was healed.
I totally know.
It's amazing every day. Amazing every day. Yeah.
That's great. Before we get on to the main subject of tonight's event,
thank you for putting that up there because I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, great. Okay, good. So Judy, you're going to get our answers, and first you're going to hear from Cristie.
Okay, Judy. So, and this is my opinion, and I think it depends on how many carbs. If you're just coming from standard American diet, I would not jump into anything so extreme as ketovore or BBE or carnivore, just because, unless you just really want to go through all those withdrawals at one time, and it's going to be, it's going to be pretty rough. I would go start with keto, heavy meat keto, 20 grams or less total carbs a day, focusing on fatty meat. That's where I would start if I were you. And I did a little short video on my channel about that. I even think I had been kind of low carb, and if I had jumped straight to carnivore, I mean, I already had a few adaptation symptoms, just accidentally sliding into carnivore. So I can't imagine how bad that would have been going from like standard American just straight to carnivore.
Right.
So I advise just cutting out those carbs, going to 20, and then just feeling what feels good for you. Like my mom stayed heavy meat keto, and she's doing great, and she's 71. Awesome. And I don't think she's going to get rid of her vegetables, but like she has all kinds of energy. She helps other people in she lives like in a little senior area. She like weeds their gardens for them. She has, as much energy as I do. So she's doing great with that. And I think it's kind of depends on you personally too. So.
Right. I agree with that. I agree with everything you're saying. I would say, she says, I already do less than 25 grams of carbs. Is ketovore more heat heavy? I think so. So. Yes.
Ketovore is like 10 grams of carbs or less.
Yeah.
That's generally what I've heard about ketovore. So if you can dial that carb knob down to 10, then you're ketovore.
And then add more meat if you're hungry, and add more fatty meats. I don't think I have anything else to add, actually, because you're already doing less than 25 grams of carbs. So my question would be, are you doing like a cookie? And that's your 25 grams carbs? Because that would be rough. But I don't think you are. But do the oh God, I can't believe I'm saying that. No, I'm just saying, I love vegetables. Look, I actually love vegetables. I can't eat them. It
depends on if you can handle them, or even if you want to eat them. Like it wasn't that I was getting sick from them. I just don't like them. Like, why am I going to eat broccoli when I can eat ribeye?
Yeah, exactly.
I want them. You're welcome, Judy. Let us know how that goes, please.
Yeah, please. That would be great.
And if you have any like questions too, you can message me on my channel, because I went through those stages. And so if I know the answer, I'll help you.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, let me see if we have any other comments before we get on to the main course. Oh, I miss onions. They make me very. She does onions. That's your 25 grams of carbs, onions.
Onions. If you eat a lot of them, yeah, they add up quickly.
I can't do onions. I found out last week.
Thank you, Charger Mopar. Yeah, how can anyone like a vegetable?
Oh man, I have a love-hate relationship with vegetables. Post Malone has a song, his love-hate relationship with alcohol. I have a song, my love-hate relationship with vegetables. Okay, so Carrie's in the chat. Christy.
I'm Christy. Hi.
Your name's right there. Can you tell us a little bit about your work and what you've observed with how kids are fed?
Yeah, so I'm a teacher, a public school teacher. I've been a teacher, a full-time teacher since 2000. So this is my 23rd year, but I did my student teaching in 1999. So if you want to count that, and before that, I was a substitute teacher for about a year. So I have seen students consistently in classrooms since 1998. So that's a good long time. And, you know, I've seen a lot of videos lately titled things about once you see it, you can't unsee it. And so I've seen it now these last 7 months, and then applied that to what I've noticed in the schools over the last, 25 years. So basically, there's just been this definite increase in the number of students with ADHD and ADD. The last 2 years, I've had students, I teach 5th grade, so they're 10, telling me about they have anxiety. Like when I was 10, I don't even think I knew what the word anxiety was, but they're telling me about their anxiety.
Oh, wow.
There are students that think that they want to have their emotional support stuffed animal in class. I'm not kidding. You might think I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. And to me, that's a toy, and I don't allow that in my classroom. Some teachers do allow it, I will say. Okay. I do not, but they try to do that. We have instituted things like more counselors. So we used to have like a part-time counselor. Now our school has a full-time counselor. And we've also instituted social emotional learning, which the teachers have not really been trained on, but they've purchased a program and we're required to teach it weekly, as well as the counselor has to come in monthly and teach a lesson on that same theme. And it's to teach kids things like how to make decisions, how to get along with people, how to take other people's perspectives, empathy, kindness, basically how to deal with their emotions. And we're not trained for that. I'm not a counselor. Like when I went into teaching, I thought I was going to teach them how to read, write, and do math. Right. And we do, of course we do that. But I mean, there's a greater and greater percentage of our day taken up with these like emotional issues. Interesting. Mental health issues that we're supposed to deal with, but we don't have any real training on it. Like we can talk to the counselor, the school counselor. It's very difficult. We have a corner, every school, every classroom in our school district has to have a calming corner. And in that corner, well, yes, it's a calming corner. And I don't teach any kind of special ed. I'm a general education teacher. So we're not talking, it's not like an autistic class. We have a lot of those. We have several autistic classes on my campus. And those autistic kids a lot of them are nonverbal. They're running around. We had to put a special lock on the gate because one would escape and run off campus and take off. So there's like a lock up high on the gate so that they cannot do that. And there's I don't even know the number, but 4 or 5 classes full of students like that. And we're not the only school in the district with those types of classes. Okay. I have a question. So, but 20 years ago, this wasn't happening. No. Not even.
I was in school more than 20 years ago, but yeah, that's crazy.
This stuff with the social emotional learning lessons, the high instances of autism, like with full-fledged classes, dedicated to that. and all of that. That's happened in the last 5 to 8 years in my school district. I don't know what it looks like in other places. I've worked in the same district the whole time, and also the same population of students.
Okay, that's interesting. I got to do something real quick. Bella, you are so sweet. Bella just gave me $100.
Yay! Yay to all of you for getting monetized too. Fantastic.
Thank you. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Yes, I love you too. Never stop and keep going on. Thank you for sharing your journey, inspiring all of us, especially me. Oh, you're so welcome. And back to our regularly scheduled program before I start crying. Christy, what's the food like? What do you think the food situation is affecting all of these other things in the schools? I mean, what's your take on that?
So that's 100% yes. So as Ollie and I were talking about before we started this, the food in schools has never been great. But there's been a big change in California. I'm in California. There's been a big change in California. I'm not sure about other states that's taken place in the last 5 years. And it's a new program that's called Breakfast After the Bell. So every student in California now receives 2 free meals a day, a breakfast and a lunch. And the breakfast is no longer before school because, oh my gosh, if those kids are tardy, they're not going to get served their breakfast. And so we interrupt, speaking of interrupting our regularly scheduled program, interrupt our lesson so that they can go and eat their breakfast. And that in this year, it's kind of it changes, the schedule may change, but this year that happens at 9:30 a.m. So they're served breakfast at 9:30 a.m. and then they're served lunch at 11:45 a.m. And because the breakfast is at 9:30, I will tell you that I know many of my students eat. Thank you, Judy. Judy subscribed to me. Thanks, Judy. My students will eat at home, and they'll tell me they'll eat at home. But what will they eat at home? A donut.
Okay.
Then they'll come to school, and I'm going to show you in a minute because I did pull I pulled some menus for you guys, okay? Because you can hear, I've heard like Dr. Barry, he talks about this a lot, and other people, I'm sure, talking about how the big food companies, Kellogg's and the like, have gotten into our school systems. And it is no joke. Like, he's not making that up. And I see it every single day. So what we are feeding these kids is just a travesty. And it was before school. So they could come and they could get breakfast, but they had to pay for it and they had to get to school early. Now it is offered to every student. It's free to every student. And if they take one thing, they must take all the things. So sometimes they'll offer a cheese stick, but if they take that cheese stick, they have to take the Lucky Charms. And they have so if they cannot just take one breakfast item. If they're taking breakfast, they must take it all. Now that doesn't mean they have to eat it all.
Okay.
But they probably do. In fact, when there's the cheese stick, most of those go in the trash.
That's crazy.
Because they're going to eat the sugar, like the French toast sticks with powdered sugar.
Yeah.
And they're going to throw that cheese stick away.
That's crazy.
That's generally what I notice as a teacher. I see it with my own two eyes. With my own 2 eyes. Okay. So I'm going to attempt to, now I'm doing it in front of people. I'll probably mess it up. But I'm going to present my screen here. Because I just pulled some menus and some things off of school districts around me. This is from several different school districts, and it is the breakfast that gets me. So this is menu for
I think I have to add it to the stage. I don't know how to, let's see if we can do full screen, but, or you can just we'll be right here and you can explain, you can tell us about the breakfast. This is crazy.
So I hope you guys can see it. Where it says WG, that stands for whole grain, because we all know that makes it better.
So much.
But I mean, French toast sticks, fruit and milk. And I will say that the milk is 1% milk. And if they get chocolate milk, that's fat-free.
Oh,
and they can get chocolate milk. So they can get 1% milk or they can get fat-free chocolate milk.
Okay.
I mean, mini pancakes, fruit and milk. And you guys, the fruit, most of the time at my school, it's like this frozen fruit cup that has sugar in it. So it's not just strawberries. It's like strawberries with sugar, like a smoothie kind of, but frozen. Cinnamon bun, fruit and milk. Chocolate chip muffin, fruit and milk. What is this? French toast sticks. Did I say that already? Concha pastry, fruit and milk. Okay, so that's what I'm
crazy.
This is what they eat every day, day in and day out for breakfast. I put another one. This is a different school district and they go daily. Okay, look at every single Friday. So the first there, that was this month. So the first was a Friday, the 8th was a Friday. Pop-Tart, frosted strawberry. Or they can have Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. Offered with string cheese, mind you. Offered with string cheese. So that fixes it. I believe the carb count on the carb count on the sugar, the carbs on that Pop-Tart is 79. Yeah. So just in that. And then of course the fresh fruit is offered, right? And it's 100% juice, applesauce and juice. And like you can see down there, the 1% milk or the non-fat chocolate milk.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh yeah. When you're done with this, I just have a quick question. So after the kids, they started the class, now it's 9:30, sugar break. What are they like after they get back? How crazy is it in the classroom?
So fortunately for me, what does help is they go straight to recess. So if they are going to run around, they do get the chance to do that right after.
Oh,
but
okay.
I see either they're either very sleepy or they're hyper. I have to calm them down a lot.
Yeah.
The other thing is they have no attention span, none, zero. Right. And in 5th grade, fifth grade is, I think, harder than a lot of people realize. Like we're writing full 5-paragraph essays in 5th grade. Like you have to have an attention span to do that. We're reading like I teach science. I don't teach English language arts. My partner does that, but like I teach science, one of the things I teach, and they have to read from multiple sources. So we're reading 4 or 5 science articles, and then we're writing claim, evidence, response paragraphs from the information that we got from those articles, those multiple sources. Like you have to focus. Yeah. They can't do that. The number of students' eyes I see that are just out to lunch. Like they have that, they're gone. Like their body's there and they're glazed over. The glazed over look. Yeah. I get that terrible.
So, but okay. So they come in the morning and they're at least like a little bit okay.
They are most okay in that first block between when we do PE first thing. Yeah. And then we're in class by 8:05, and from 8:05 to 9:30, that's the best hour and almost hour and a half I have.
In the whole day.
Downhill quickly from there.
Oh my God, this is so crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah. We have a question.
Should I stop sharing so I can I don't know if you guys can still see my
face. Let's see. FYI, I get this is appalling, but what about the CBA to give them proper human diet? Do I believe it's about budget, right? She explains the CBA is cost benefit analysis. I believe it's all about budget, right? What y'all think?
So on these breakfasts, the breakfast after the bell, all this stuff is wrapped up in a bunch of legal stuff. So this is coming down from the state of California. And I know for sure, because I did look this up, that for every breakfast that they serve, every breakfast that every school district serves, that they're getting 15 cents per breakfast. The school district does from the state.
So they get paid 15 cents for each kid that takes the sugar breakfast.
Correct.
The sugar. Oh, wow.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And so I don't know what else, but there's all kinds of money in there. I know there is. It's too much of a bird's nest of, I don't even know, for me to unravel, but.
Yeah, I assumed everything that you were saying, like without even going over any of this, I assumed it, but I was just curious because you deal with it every day and you have 1.5 hours where you can actually teach the kids and the rest is not.
Yeah. After lunch is the worst. You can't teach anything academic after lunch because it's not going to happen.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is when the emotion part of the day starts.
That's where we do our social emotional learning lessons. Yeah, that is where we put
that. In one ear, out the other, while they're passing those class.
Yeah. Because you can't. There's no way that any math or anything that you teach then is going to stick. They're also very, you're constantly redirecting them to like settle down, calm down, focus. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's terrible. I'm sorry. It's terrible. Yeah, I was a rowdy kid in school. When I was telling you about how I had a tutor, but I went back for junior high and no, I was rowdy with or without sugar, but the food wasn't even good in the 90s. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
We have a question. Are the kids allowed to bring their own food?
Yes, the kids are allowed to bring their own food. And the biggest shock of my life occurred Last week on Friday, when I actually saw one student who had like a little bag of cucumbers.
Oh, good.
Everybody else brings, at least that's a whole food. Everybody else brings Takis. Everybody else brings big things of like Gatorade, like all full of sugar. Takis and Gatorade, that's the two main things I see.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So when I talk we don't have nutrition. I mean, if you go to any school district website, there's like suggested like lessons for nutrition, but I wouldn't teach them anyway, but they're not part of our like mandated stuff we have to do. But right around testing time, because we have to do, state mandated testing, I tell them your only homework is to get a good night of sleep and eat a healthy breakfast. And we talk about what that is. And I tell them they need to get some protein. And do they know what protein is? And they say, apple, bread. Like they don't know. I'm not kidding. They don't know. And so we're talking meat, guys, meat. And then it's almost painful to pull out of them what protein is. They don't know.
Oh my goodness. Would you get in trouble if you did like part of your your afternoon like mental health session of the day or whatever emotional session of the day? Would you get in trouble if you're like, hey guys, this is what protein is. This is what healthy foods are that you could eat. And I wouldn't even care if you were talking about cucumbers. It would just be so much better.
Better than Takis, right? Oh my gosh. I don't think that I would get in trouble unless if a student didn't like what I was saying and they went home and told their parent. And then generally, if that type of thing happens, the parent goes straight to the district office.
Oh, okay.
And calls the district office. So if it's not part of, like the district adopted curriculum or anything like that.
Yeah.
Something like that could happen. So I mean, they know, my students know that I eat meat. They know that I'm about to race them. They cannot wait for me to race. They're like, when are you going to be done with your sprinting so we can race? And we know you're done tomorrow. So when are we going to race? Because I'm going to challenge them to a race. And I said, my legs are really sore from all the sprinting. Give me like 2 days to recover. And then we're going to race. So I said, maybe like on Thursday. But they know, and they know, so they know what I eat. But I mean, we talk about it. If they want to talk about it during class, I don't do that. I'm like, okay, if you want to like talk about it, we can talk about it like on the way out or at recess or something.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I understand. Okay, so that was that question. Bella just became a new member. Yay! Thank you, Bella. I have to acknowledge these things when they happen.
It's awesome.
Thank you so much. Most people accept government food programs. True. So I just want to interject here. So after I had Jacob, and I wasn't financially set up yet. I was getting, what is it? I didn't have food stamps because I didn't, thank you. Sorry. I didn't have food stamps. I didn't figure that out. Or maybe I did. I set that up for somebody else, but there was another program in Illinois at the time where you could get, anyways, there was some other program in Illinois. I forgot what it was called. It wasn't food stamps. It was for like moms that needed help. And I got it because I thought I would be able to get free diapers. And it wasn't. It was like, but it was similar to food stamps. It was specifically for moms. My income situation is totally different. No worries, Bella. No worries. No, we're just joking. My income situation is different than it was when my son was born. So I went and enrolled in this program. And what you got was a bunch of garbage. You got like sugar drinks. It was like, I think you can get some apples or something out of that, which is probably the best thing on the list. But I just remember you could get so much. I don't remember all the things. I was really just trying to get diapers, free diapers at the time, but that wasn't part of it. I think I had to do something else and it was just too much paperwork. But no, looking back, it was all crap. All this stuff that you can get from food government programs, if it's like pre-packet, whatever, like these are the things that you're allowed to get and it's garbage.
So I will say that the town where I teach is mostly like a middle-class community, but the school site is a little pocket of a socioeconomically disadvantaged population. And so those people are heavily, reliant on that food. A lot of them are experiencing food insecurity, and that's the only food those kids are going to get all day. And like, what is a service? Like somebody put in the comments, like serve bacon. Yes. Why can't we serve them bacon?
Right.
Like serve them something that's going to serve them, not something that's going to harm them. It's not helping them out of their situation. It's just keeping them down. And a lot of them will come because they'll offer it during the summer. They offer that food during the summer. Those families will come if they need it. They'll come and pick that stuff up all summer too.
Okay.
for their kids.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, if your back is against the wall and you have no other way, I understand that, but it's just crazy that that's the options.
That's what we're offering them. That is
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
we're supposed to be giving them a, you know, a hand up, and they're just, and it's not. And I don't think they know any better, because the kids don't even know what protein is. So the parents aren't teaching them at school. It's not part of our curriculum. We're not teaching them, and they don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And my 5-year-old and my 7-year-old definitely know. We educate them all the time, and they can still eat an ice cream cone, but we still educate them. Like, they know that's not real food.
Right.
Yeah, they know that that's like just mouth pleasure, you know, make your mouth feel good, but it doesn't help anything other than your tongue, how it feels at that one moment. Okay, so Carnivore Scott, could state funding formula also include mere attendance as well? Do you understand that question?
So the attendance, yes, there's state funding. It is done by attendance. If the student's, you know, body is in their seat, then we get funded for that student for that day. If the student is absent, then the school does not receive funding for that student for that day.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay. Did not know that. Yes, WIC. That's what it was. Thank you. Thank you, Carrie. And the
women, infants, children. Women, that's what it was. I think it stands for. Yeah,
exactly. I wasn't surprised then. I took it. You know what I mean? Like, but now looking back, it's very surprising.
Yeah.
I said, my niece is on it. It's totally crap. Yep. Yeah. We got lots of cheese on WIC and Czech cereal and milk. I don't remember. I just remember the big can of like pineapple juice. That's what I remember from that.
Wow.
Karen's going to sleep. Good night, y'all.
Good night, okay. Karen.
I agree with Craig here. Hot dogs would be better and fits the criteria. Hot dogs would be so better. Now they add sugar and soy to them. That's true. That is true. That's true. But I think I remember Sloppy Joe's probably had sugar in it, but at least it had some meat. I remember tacos. I remember foods with meat in them when I was going to school.
So on my slideshow that I had up earlier, there's like a lunch menu. Several of the days are vegetarian, so no meat at all. When they do serve a hamburger, it's just a 3-ounce patty, and then it's a giant bun. There's 2 days a month, and more than just my school district does this. I think a lot of school districts do it, where instead of serving a lunch, they serve breakfast for lunch. So they get that breakfast that I just showed you, and then they get another one. And I added up the carb count. I would have to go over there and look at it because I didn't like memorize it, but I added up the carb count on a day where they were to eat those 2 breakfasts, and it is 165 carbs and 24 grams of protein.
Wow.
And that's what they would get from that. If they on that day.
Do you want to show those lunch menus or?
Yeah. Because I just wanted to give people an idea. Like, this is really what's happening. You can find this on any school district website under their nutrition services. So this is what I was talking about. So this is just like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday menu. If you look down here, you can see it's like breakfast is a chocolate-filled crescent roll, some oranges and some raisins. And then brunch for lunch is cinnamon French toast with a sausage patty. That's the best thing on there, with some carrots, strawberries, and cranberries. So I broke it all down right here. These are all the carbs in those items. And if you use protein, the only thing with any protein is that sausage patty. Well, they can throw that away. A lot of them don't like it, I see. But 14 grams of protein in that, and everything else is like 1 or 0. And this chocolate-filled crescent roll is straight from Pillsbury.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Bella says, my personal opinion, government programs are always going to be behind what society is progressing, so they will never be what we really need. We have to teach them. Both my parents were teachers. Oh, wow. Yeah. We need to we have to take responsibility for our own and our children and educate them. And hopefully this will reach some of those people.
I'm hoping so. This is like so sad what they're serving these kids.
Yes. Yes. I will agree with Craig here. Sloppy Joes were great. Yes, they were. Okay, Brooke, does your school get a kickback for having kid on attention drugs? Elementary school did.
No, not that
Okay,
I
that's
know
good.
of, but I do. There's a huge increase in students that are on those attention drugs, a huge increase in kids with diagnosed ADHD, and a huge amount of kids with undiagnosed ADHD that I'm not allowed to diagnose since I'm not a doctor.
Yeah,
But I see the symptoms every day and I know what they look like.
I
So
understand.
they have ADHD tendencies. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a huge, and then they're sleepy. I had a student last year who kept having these episodes with their blood sugar.
Yeah.
So there was once where this student almost passed out on me. So he got like skin just turned totally pale, lips pale, sweaty, and I'm trying to get him up to the health office. I had to like leave my class like with it. I opened my doors, left that open with another, and then I don't know because they're 10, but I don't know if it was like a pre-diabetic situation. I do. So now that I heard Dr. Berry talking about the I'm trying to get the word acanthosis nigricans. It's like that brown velvety skin. That's like a symptom of if you're overweight or insulin resistant, you get that skin. I see several students in my class right now that have that.
Oh, wow. And I bet 20 years ago, this wasn't the case.
No, I never noticed it before, but now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. And I'm just like, and then the number of overweight students, the level of physical fitness. So in 5th grade in California, we give a physical fitness test where they have to run a mile. They have to do push-ups and sit-ups and things like that. Most of our kids cannot do a push-up. Most of them cannot pass the mile run, even though we try to train for it. They walk. It's hard to get them motivated to do any kind of physical activity.
Oh, wow. We have a question from Bella. What do you mean by attention drugs? Is that like Adderall?
Yeah, I'm assuming that they meant drugs for attention deficit disorder, like Adderall. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I would thought that they meant by that.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I just wanted to ask you. What do you think we could do about this as a community, as a group? How could we help to change this situation? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I know there's people out there working. I forget her name, but that there's a woman out there working on this right now at the Washington, D.C. level. She has a whole website.
Wow.
Do you know who I'm talking about, Alia?
No, but I want to talk to her.
Yeah, I forget. I'll email you her name when I know it because yeah, she's it's on the tip of my tongue. Ty Schultz, last name Ty Schultz, I think.
Oh.
Anyways, it's on the tip of my tongue. Okay. Nina Ty Schultz, maybe Nina. Anyone out there want to put that in the comments for me? So she is working on that. She has a website. I know she was just wanting. She's trying to get the MyPlate guidelines changed.
Okay.
And yes, Nina. Craig says yes, Nina. Nina
Okay.
Ty Schultz. And she has a website. And recently, she was looking for people to send a message to whatever the powers that be, how you can write your congressman or whatever. They were trying to do a letter writing thing with that.
Okay.
I don't know if that's I hope, and more power to her and all of that. Like I said, this isn't, I don't think, coming from the school district level. It's coming from the state. If you look on the websites, it all says that all of this food follows the MyPlate guidelines, and so all I can do is what I can do in my own little sphere of influence. So I try to live an example. I do explain to them what protein is. I don't do any full-blown nutrition lessons, but we talk about it all the time. One of my students says, well, why do you only eat meat? And then I can kind of explain that in outside of a classroom setting. I make relationships with my students. So we talk about, hey, this weekend, right? We talk about our lives a little bit.
Okay.
So, because if you can make a good relationship with your students, they're going to work for you. They like you. They feel like you care about them, which of course I do care about them. But if you, talk about other things, what's going on, what sports do they play? If they play a sport, I always try to go and watch one of their games. If they'll give me a schedule, I'll go on a Saturday and watch them play whatever their sport is. And so just stuff like that. So when we're chatting about stuff, I love it. I have I'm trying to get her schedule right now. She plays volleyball, and that volleyball is my sport. So I'm like, that was my sport. I want to come watch you play. And so, yeah, I have yet to get her schedule, but yes, if they give me a schedule, I will go. So stuff like that. So we do talk about other things besides just our schoolwork. And so those are the moments where I take that opportunity to just talk about what is healthy for them. And if I see them eating something, at recess, I'll say, I wonder, like, well, how come you have that? What about a cheese stick? What about, an egg? What about all of a sudden doing that, kind of a thing.
Sure. Yeah,
But
exactly.
they bring their big bags of chips.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I bet. 5th grade. How old is that?
So they're 10.
Oh, they're 10. Okay. So they haven't hit puberty yet. You're not in 7th grade.
Some of them have.
Girls?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We get some girls, with quite a few girls, actually. Yes.
Oh, wow. I bet this is the food situation. Actually, my whole cycle, it started at 11. So that's not totally off, but I think it's off because of the food that we're eating.
Actually. I think because you're fat, that you have to have enough body fat for that to start. And many of them certainly do because of what they're eating. And I think that's causing that to happen, earlier in some cases. Yeah.
So then I have another interesting question. These girls that are so young having their menstrual cycles, are they having extreme pain or are they having problem? Like, I'm just curious because you're their teacher and they're taking care of them. And
yeah, none of them have told me anything about extreme pain. It's more like usually they're kind of obsessed with it because they're just starting. So like there was a little girl who was like, had her first one like ever. And like every 20 minutes, she was like, I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go to the bathroom. She needed to change her pad. Like, yeah, because she,
I understand.
That grosses out, but she's just because she's getting used to all of these changes. Right.
Yeah, I understand. I'm glad they're not experiencing.
They will try to use it to get out of PE. And I'm like, nope, that's good for you. Nice try, sure. But you're not going to get out of stuff once a month for the rest of your life, sweetheart.
Yeah, exactly. Trust me, I know. With excruciating pain, I know. It's very hard to get out of anything.
You gotta do it.
You gotta do it. Oh, we got a very funny comment from Adam. If Russ was in Christie's classroom, how often would he be?
Russ? Settle down. Is he here right now? Yes.
I don't think Russ is here or else he'd be in the chat, but
yes. Oh my gosh. Yep, he would. Dunce cap. We can't do that anymore. That's too much shame.
So I noticed something on my phone that I didn't notice. Bella gifted 20 memberships. Thank you so much. It doesn't show up here in the chat, but wow, thank you so much.
I didn't even know you could do that.
I've heard that on other channels. So
cool.
There you go. Thank you. Anyone who wants to become a member, go right ahead. And subscribe to Christie's channel. Let's get the word out. Let's see.
I have a lot of cool stuff on my channel. I've got I've got like, even I put my cat on a carnivore diet. Some of those videos are pretty funny. So she was eating kibble. She's so much better off. So I have a little playlist about that. I've got my fitness challenges on there. I've got some of my recipes, which I'm not a cook at all, but just here's what I do.
Yeah.
I've got like the mental and physical benefits too. So just some stuff like that I'm putting up there. So
awesome.
I'm enjoying
is there anything else you want to say on the subject of kids and school education and food, or should we see if anybody else has any questions?
I'm just looking. I wrote like a little list because I didn't want to miss anything. I just would like to say, I think I did say it, but I don't think I said it like this. So recently in California, there's been like PE lawsuits. Like they're literally suing about we're not giving them their required minutes of PE. And because it's the one this is so backwards to me. Anyways, it's the one subject that is mandated under education code. So math isn't mandated under education code. English language arts is not mandated under education code. Physical education is mandated by law under the California Education Code. And it is in elementary school, 200 minutes every 2 weeks. And there was a parent that got very upset that their 3rd grade child was not receiving, or in his opinion was not receiving those minutes, 200 minutes every 10 days of school, and went and just sued like 30 something districts over it.
Oh, wow.
And they ended up settling that. And we had to then fill out an affidavit, a bi-weekly affidavit that we did indeed provide those 200 minutes.
Oh, wow.
so I think things like that, and then also all the money being spent on the social emotional learning and the calming corners, which now not just includes posters on how to calm down, but like items that they can like play with to help them calm down if they're feeling upset or anxious, right? And the programs, it's a whole program, and now we have a secondary program. Like if that doesn't help, it's like an online program. It's new, I don't exactly know, but they just bought that. I feel like we're attacking all of it from the wrong, like that's the wrong angle.
Right.
And we put those resources and put it into the food because that's going to fix a lot of the problems. It's like they're trying to treat the symptoms,
right,
and fix the source of the problem.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to say, I hear you, but I want to say, I don't think that everybody's terrible. I think that they think that this is going to help the symptoms, but everybody, so many people don't know what nutrition is and that it has any relevance at all to anything.
Right.
So I think that there are definitely some evil people out there, but I think a majority of people are just trying to figure out how to help. And that's part of why we got to keep talking, because we got to educate more people on how to properly feed the body so that kids aren't of course they're going to be jumping off the walls if they're eating French toast, and their emotions are going to be all over the place. They're going to be happy, sad, like bipolar symptoms. You get what I'm saying? Because it's the sugar. You're getting high and then you're like, you just crash, and we're expecting our kids to learn something from this.
Yeah.
And in these sugared, drugged out states.
Right. And I agree with you. I think it's 100% well-intentioned, because you see these poor children with anxiety disorders, with hyperactivity, with, like you said, the highs and the lows. They can't focus. I can't even tell you how many students I have. I did say a few times I teach 5th grade, and I have several at a 1st and 2nd grade level. I am not even kidding. And they are not in special education. They're in a general education 5th grade classroom, reading at a 1st and 2nd grade level, and doing math at a 1st or 2nd grade level. And that's getting more and more prevalent, where I'm seeing fewer and fewer kids coming to me at grade level, and more, several grade levels, behind. And so, you're trying to deal with this stuff, and they don't see that the food could be the problem. So they're just trying to, yes, it's all well-intentioned, absolutely well-intentioned. But it's just a lot of money and time and putting more things on teachers' plates, and teachers are already very overwhelmed with all of the things we have to do, and so it just, and we've been doing it for a few years now, and I haven't seen any kind of major, positive moves. Like, it's not like we have less anxious kids, because of this like social emotional learning that we've been teaching for a few years now.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Bella asks, what can kids do for themselves if they see this to help their own health? Is there anything they can do to inform their parents or move forward?
Well, okay, this is the best conversation I've had in my life.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I had a student, and I forget how it started. I think I said something about what do you have? Somebody said, what do you have for dinner? And I said, I'm having a ribeye for dinner or something, right? And then one of my students was like, I love ribeye. I'm like, me too. It's my favorite. And he goes, this kid goes, my meat guy is bringing me some grass-fed, I don't even know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, first of all, you're 10. You have a meat guy? What? And so he starts telling about all this grass-fed beef he's about to get this weekend, and how his mom gets mad at him because he eats too much steak.
Oh, that's really funny. He's on the right track.
I'm like, you, my friend, are on the right track, and you need to let your parents know that steak is awesome, and that your teacher eats a lot of steak, and that it's amazing, and it's only going to do good things for you. And this kid is advocating for himself, Bella, and I think the more, I don't know how we're going to get them off of the sugar. I can't see many kids asking for steak instead of, Cocoa Puffs anytime soon. But I just have these conversations, and I do during testing, if I can get them to do that and they do report to me, I'm like, okay, what'd you eat? What'd you eat? Now they could be making it up. I'm not at their house. I don't know. But by the end, they're like, I don't know, bread or whatever. And by the end, they're like an egg, some bacon, hopefully they really are eating those things. But at the very least, they know that that's what I'm looking for, right? When what does a healthy breakfast look like? Full of protein. I think at 10 years old, it is hard. And I think we were on another live stream earlier today with Carrie, and I was listening, and it's like, yeah, of course, when you're at school and you're eating those meals, it's like fast food, you think it's great because you're just a kid, and what do you know?
Yeah.
It's good to you.
Yeah. Also.
Unfortunately, they're kind of trapped.
Yeah. I totally understand. I was addicted to French fries. I was a French fry addict as a 10-year-old and younger. My daughter had a steak with soy sauce dipping. Did she like her steak? Did she like it? All right. We're almost going on an hour here. I want to see if anyone else has any other questions. 50 minutes. Any other questions before we wrap this up for the evening? Any other comments?
Yeah, I haven't really been reading the comments. Sorry. I get to talking.
Oh, it's okay. No, it's all right. I think I covered most of them. I will put this one up though. Serve bacon.
Yes, serve bacon. Even if there was just a little more emphasis on meat, there's days when there's no meat at all.
Yeah. No, all we have in my house is we have so much meat.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes my kids will ask for other stuff. We'll get hot dogs. They're happy when we buy hot dogs. Or hot dogs. Hot dogs and scrambled eggs, guys. It's so good. Ask for more meat. Steak. Ask for more steak. Great.
Yes, I love it.
Yes, that's great.
Yes, watch the replay, Wick, Ghost Carnivore.
Yeah, that's Brian. Yes, watch it. I guess that's it. What would you like to plug? Time to plug. Plug away.
Time to plug. Okay, tomorrow is an awesome day. So I have a couple fellow lionesses, female meat-based ladies, and myself. We're starting a new live stream called Lioness Lifestyle Live. It's a weekly live stream. We're gonna get Alia her own special day because she is busy on Tuesdays. We all know she be grilling, baby.
I be grilling.
She grilling. But on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific or 8 p.m. Eastern, other time zones, you can figure it out from that. Starting tomorrow, we go live every Tuesday for Lioness Lifestyle Live. It is a women or female focused meat-based group talking about all things carnivore and also focusing on any female issues, related to that. Our first episode tomorrow will just be your three hosts getting to know us a little bit, asking us questions. We're all at different stages of life, and we all eat slightly different meat-based diets as well. I am more of, my kids are teenagers getting ready to be adults here. And, I'm in my late 40s. The other two ladies are younger. They eat different diets, but they have, very young infants. And so we're kind of span the stages of life there between the three of us. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we're going to have a different guest every week. And if you go to my live tab on my channel, they're all lined up there. So you can see our full lineup of, we're booked through December.
Wow, that's awesome.
You can tell that this is something that people wanted or needed or felt was interesting or necessary or whatever you want to say, because we do not have a shortage of ladies wanting to sign up to talk. And in fact, we have Ketogenic Woman, but we were so booked, she's not coming on till January. You're gonna have to get all the way to January for her, unless you want to see me talk. I'm going on her live stream Sunday, October 1st at 4 Pacific. So I'm very excited about that because she's like a little hero of mine. I've been watching her like recipes and stuff since I went keto, 7 months ago. So to get to talk to her, I'm like, I'm super excited. So I will be on her channel October the 1st at 4 p.m. Pacific, but she's coming on Lioness Lifestyle in January. So stay tuned for a few months. But we couldn't book her any sooner because everybody else jumped on and signed up.
Wow. I guess I'm waiting to January then, unless you guys want to do a different date.
We know you're busy on Tuesday. Any day, it's just because there's three of us. So we do have to coordinate our schedules a little bit, but we definitely talked. We want Alia. We want to get you on there and talk about.
I love talking about women stuff.
Yes, that's Bella right there. Yes, women. We feel like
Bella says, first of all, thank you so much, Bella. You win you're the top chatter of the night. You won that game.
Nice.
Alia, congrats. And Christy, girl, keep up the good work. We need more estrogen. Yes, we do. Well, all the transparency. Thank you. Keep on grilling. Thank
Yep.
you. I will. I will. You keep on showing up and watching my live streams. I love that.
Now I'm
You
gonna
don't
have
have
watch
to
the
pay
replay.
every time, but you can.
Yes. Yes, go Lionesses. Come and check it out.
Yes.
And we do have a giveaway tomorrow. On tomorrow's show, we do have a giveaway. So come and find out.
Wait, okay. So wait, what time is it? I'm sorry. What time is it tomorrow?
So it's 5 p.m. Pacific or 8 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday. And on tomorrow night's show, I know that's why I'm like, you're grilling. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'll watch the replay.
3 hosts and 3 time zones.
Yeah.
Like 3 hosts and 3 time zones. It was really tricky to pick a time that worked for all of us. They both have infants, so
yeah, I understand. You know what? You guys rock and roll. Your show is going to be awesome. I'm so sure of it. It's going to be great.
We're super excited. We have some fun segments planned. We have some giveaways planned. Definitely a giveaway tomorrow. So come check it out. Yeah, come
check it out. And then afterwards, it's 8 p.m. Central. Come to the cookout.
There you go.
If you guys are done. If you guys are done with your show, you can come visit us afterwards.
We should be done because it's only we're trying to shoot for an hour, and then because they have infants, we're not going to be going longer because they got babies to go take care of.
Yeah, exactly.
I can chat all night. My kids are teenagers; they don't want to talk to me anyway.
So I do video calls at night. That's what I tell my kids, because if I say streaming, then it's a whole weird explanation. So I just say I do video calls at night.
Nice.
And they're like, no more video calls, because they want me to lie down with them. So in exchange, tonight they both asked for 27 hugs before bed. So I gave each of them 27 hugs.
27 hugs in exchange for your video call.
Yeah, exactly.
See Carrie down there in the chat. Carrie is our first guest, you guys. My metamorphosis, Carrie. She's our very first lioness. There she is. Yes, she was the very first one, and she just jumped right in there. So thanks, Carrie, for jumping in and coming on first.
That's awesome. I wish it was. No, go Carrie.
We asked you, but then you're like, I'm grilling. And we're like, yes, we know you're grilling. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. And I appreciate that you asked. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk about more stuff later.
Yes, we will.
Thank you so much for coming. Come to the cookout tomorrow night. My very good friend, the carnivore today, his birthday is on Friday. But we unfortunately won't be able to live stream Friday. So we're going to do a special live stream on Thursday night to celebrate his birthday. Y'all are welcome to come. And then October, I'm not streaming so much. I'll be streaming on Tuesday night, maybe Thursday. Guys, I did a lot of live streaming this month.
You did. I know. I was like, not sure if we could make this happen. And I wasn't even mad. I know you were super busy.
No, I wanted to do it sooner. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
And anyone who wants to come on to my channel, please just shoot me an email and we'll schedule it. It might be months out, but we'll schedule it.
And you know what? I'm going to put out there, I want to have people on my, I've never led a live stream before. I've been on a few now. Tomorrow will be my first time being a host, but I have two ladies helping me, but I would also like through Meeting Wellness, also to get some people to come on. So it's not just me talking at you with my cat and my whatever I'm doing. It'd be fun to start up some chat. So anyone interested in that, hit me up and we can start live streaming together. So
awesome.
Yeah.
And Bella says it's about time. So happy you're monetized. You need to be out there at so much. Adding 27 hugs. Thank you.
27 extra hugs for all ya.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's what it was like. I counted, and then it was like first 21, and then he was like, no, 27. Oh, okay. My 7-year-old. Oh, thank you, Craig. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's very sweet. All right, we got to go because we'll just keep talking. And
we will. We'll just keep going.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to say good night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming out.